see the topics for this and upcoming tutorials. And you're free obviously to join the live chat and post anything about programming or lifestyle topics. And as you can see, I have a direct link on this article to the channel, and where if you don't want to do that, you can simply watch the video, and it's also embedded in this article. Also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. It helps the channel grow and helps viewers find this type of content, and they can also request similar content as well. I'm here to share everything I know, and if you guys post some requests, I still learn. Even though I'm an old guy, I still learn. So I'm live streaming right now on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey as well. So you can post chat requests in any of those platforms. Unfortunately, even right now, I'm using Fedora 43. OBS still hasn't implemented the CEF. That's the Chrome one for the browser docs. So that'll be easier. So I need to basically go through different windows to see where the chat requests are. So just bear with me. I'm not ignoring you. It's simply that they're not all in one place. Okay. So what are regular expressions, and what is HTML5? What is form validation? So this is going to be a beginner's guide. Usually every year or so, I usually do 1 or 2 regular expression articles. So so far this year, I did one. I think it was in JavaScript, and I did one with CSS. Yes, CSS regular expressions, and this one is the HTML regular expressions. So as you can see, we have a form here. I'll make it very simple for you guys. We just have 2 items in the form: the username and the password. So you see, the username, we want it to be 4 to 6 letters, alphanumeric only, meaning it's only lowercase letters and numbers. And then for the password, we want it to be a minimum of 8 characters. So you need to include 1 uppercase, a minimum of 1 uppercase, 1 lowercase characters, and a number for the password. So you can do that all with JavaScript as well, but with the HTML5, it's built into the it already comes that built in. So there's no need. You don't need JavaScript at all. I'll show you that later. JavaScript is you can use JavaScript for maybe some animations or some other thing, but you don't need it at all. In fact, for this tutorial, there's not going to be any JavaScript. I'm going to show you how to do everything, most of it just in HTML and CSS. So HTML5, the forms, they have an attribute. It's called the pattern attribute. That's the one where you can put your JavaScript, your regular expressions. That's what regex stands for, REGEX. So for example, you can do it like, for example, the username is going to be a text field. You can do that there. For example, if it's a telephone number, for example, if you're expecting people who are in North America, you can North America is 10 digits, including the 1. So that's one way you can you can see only digits in there. And then for email, obviously, email is a little bit strange, because most in the past, emails would only have the TDL part. That's the top level domain. It would only be 2. For example, it would be .ca for Canada, and then .com usually for the States or the rest of the world. But since then, it has become way more complex. For example, one of the most complex ones back in the day was something like .co.uk. That's usually for United Kingdom. But I said these days they allow, it's not where between 2 and 3. It could be 2 and 5. It could be 2 and 10, right? So for example, there's a domain called doctor, right? .doctor. There's, you guys have seen, there's so many different types. Before it was really, really simple. Now it's really complex, broken up. And what you might not know is in Unix type systems, like for example the host name, you don't even need a TDL. So the problem with that is if you rely on the email, that's still valid. But let's be honest, it's when you have to send out emails, you always need a top level domain. So meaning that if you just rely on the type email, it's not going to be the validation is not going to be as good. So obviously, if you actually want to send out an email, you need a top level domain. So that's another way you can add some regular expressions. Okay, so As you can see here, it says the pattern attribute must be a JavaScript style regular expression. If the user input does not match the entire pattern, the browser will prevent the form submission and display an error message. So that's important to know, as I said before. So if you're uncomfortable with doing the regular expression yourself, you can just strip down to JavaScript, and you can also do some validation and sanitization there as well. So if you're impatient, I do have the code here. Just click expand. You can grab the code and paste it into your favorite editor. And there's some optional JavaScript here. The JavaScript part is not needed, but it's just an option. I'll show you what that is. It's just for a little like a mouse over type effect. It's not needed at all. For we're not doing any regular expressions in JavaScript. So here we go. If there's a little example here for regular expressions. So for example, you see here when you see this character, which is usually on what number is that one? Number 6. It matches the beginning. I think it's called caret. It matches the beginning of an input, and then when you see something like A to Z here, that means it's going to match lowercase, and 0 to 9 means it's going to any digit between 0 and 9. So that basically covers any number. You could have the number 1, you could have the number 11, 123. You get it, right? So this one, you see this, it doesn't have a capital A and a capital Z. Going to only take lowercase letters and digits. So this is alphanumeric, but without the uppercase versions of it. And then when you see squiggly brackets, and then it has, for example, something like 4,16. What that means is that the number of preceding set of the character class must be between 4 and 6. It can match 4 to 16 times. That's what that means. It means that, yeah, it must be between 4 and 16 times. That's what that means. So meaning that if it's 2, it will fail. So it has to be 4. So for example, if I want you to use the letter E in some type of regular expression, that will mean that the letter E must match minimum 4 times up to 16. So if it's outside that range, then it will fail. And then when you see this $sign symbol, that means that's the end, right? So that means you can say the end must end with this. So that's one way you can do that as well. So that's just a quick lesson in regular expressions. I said I do have some tutorials. You can search regular expressions. I do go in more detail in them, so I didn't want to spend too much time here with this. So if you want a complicated regular expression, for example, if you want a strong password, for example, our policy for this tutorial, I want it to be 8 characters, and it must contain at least 1 uppercase letter, 1 lowercase letter, and at least 1 number. So you can see, you can make it as complicated as you want. As you can see, this one here, you see it says it must have a digit, it must have, you see this is lowercase A to Z, and then the uppercase A to Z as well, and then you see it's an 8 comma in the squiggly bracket. So what that means is that it must be a minimum of 8 characters. I'll explain that. And you see it says comma, so meaning that the minimum is 8 characters. The length can be anything you want as long as it's 8 characters. So if we go back here in this squiggly one, which is 4,16, that means that the minimum must be 4, and then the maximum is 16. But if you don't specify that, then it will be unlimited. So that's what that means. And then you can see here there's a positive look ahead. You can also use \d for digit instead. And then there's a positive outlook, that means 1 lowercase letter, and then the positive look ahead ensure there's at least 1 uppercase letter. So that's a code there, and I already explained this 8 or more times. I explained that as well. And then there's some styling to make the source more pretty. Again, that's all subjective. Okay, so I took some screenshots here. You see this is the same thing we're going to see here shortly. And then you see I put the word ed, which is it's not between 4 and 16 characters. It doesn't contain a number. You see, that's why this little pop-up prompt thing came up here. So you can see it says please match the format request. Now I did a tutorial where they claimed that this automatically translates to whatever language you want. I wasn't able to enable that, maybe because I don't have the French language installed locally, but Yeah, so this will come up in your language. I'm kind of skeptical, but I guess it must. I thought it was just hard-coded to be English, but it looks like it's not. And then when I put the word Edward in here, see you see now it's green. That means that it passed that validation. And then you see the password, I put only two characters, and then you see it says it must be at least 8 characters or more. So that's the so that's basically, and this is to prove this is a live stream. I'm gonna click that button. You see now it's green. That means that it passed that. Okay, so clearly it's a live. I'm live right now. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is this tutorial is not a two-parter, but I want to. I know some of you guys are learning, so what I'll do is I will because it's a form. So today we'll just take care of the front end, and then in a future tutorial, meaning tomorrow, we'll work on the back end. Because you should not just rely on the front end validation, whether it's JavaScript or in this case the HTML regular expressions, because that can easily be circumvented. Think about it, somebody disables JavaScript or they just use Crow to submit the form, right? So that's something you also need back-end validations. That's what we'll do in tomorrow's tutorial, because I said this can easily be bypassed. But for most people, it's a visual way to to check out what's going on. So let me zoom in here. The usual stuff, the doc type, and then in the head section I put I put the viewport, and I set the initial width to 1. That way, if somebody has a small device, especially a mobile phone in vertical or portrait mode, they will be able to see the form it's already being really small, getting the desktop view. And then there's a title here, just HTML5 REGEX form, and this is the styling. So I'm not going to bother with the styling because I said that's subjective. You can make it as pretty as you want. The only one I want to show you is right here. You see it's input colon not, and they say colon placeholder hyphen shown. Then when it's valid, there's a different color, and then when it's invalid, there's a different color. So that's the only styling I want to let you guys know. Now, if you want to know what this not and all that stuff, I did a dedicated tutorial on CSS regular expressions. You should go watch that out. I believe I did it this year, most likely in spring. So yeah, you can go to jumbo.com. Yeah, I'll even show it to you here. So if we go to jumbo.com, you simply just search for CSS regex. You see, I did it here. I can say, yeah, I did it. It says May or June 9. So if we go here, for this particular article, you see I explain all of that stuff. I explain all of it, and I give examples as well. And the video also goes much further. So you see it explains all that, what they all mean. So you can go check that out. All right. So let's go down here. See, the form is here. You see there's a label for username, of course, the input. You see the type is text, and you see the pattern here. It's the caret, and then we have the square brackets, and then you see it says A to Z, lowercase 0 to 9. So that's the only one it's going to allow. And then squiggly brackets after that. You see it says 4,16. That means the minimum length for this username must be 4 characters. The maximum is 16. So if you see here when you say the $sign here, that means the end, meaning that the end is the 16th or the 4th or whatever. That's fine to be the end. Okay, then there's a title attribute there, and then we have the password. So it's type password, and you see the pattern for that one is more complicated, because that one we need to make sure that it's, you see it says 8 comma, so meaning that it must be minimum 8 characters. So the character can be any of these here. They could be a digit. You can do /D, or you can do 0 to 9, and then it's A to Z, meaning it can be lowercase or it can be uppercase. Now I could have done this in a different way as well, but because I want you guys to learn, so I made it this way. As you can call it maybe a little bit longer, but it's easier to read. And then for JavaScript, all I did was when you hit the submit button, it's going to send it to it's going to create a form data, and then it's going to send it to you whatever the API endpoint is. So I said this one I'll explain it later when we do the code, which will be tomorrow. So that's the only JavaScript to send the form via Ajax. But if you don't want to do that, you can simply put it in the form, not method, the action, and if I can just put the action here if I don't want to do send it by Ajax. Okay, so but I wanted to do this just to throw in some JavaScript for today. So this is perfectly fine. I'm just going to open up the Chromium browser. I forgot I already have it open here. Yeah, the form is small, so I'll just make this smaller. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to drag it in here. You can just drag it there. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, there we go, much better. So you see it says username 4 to 16 lowercase letters / numbers, and the password minimum 8 characters include upper, lower, and number. So if I hit submit, you see it's going to say please fill out this field. So I'll just put one letter. So if I put one letter, it says please match the format. Username must be 4 to 16 characters and contain only lowercase numbers. And okay, so if I put E, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's 5 characters. So that passes. And then for the password, if I just put E, and you see it's still red. If I hit submit, you see it's going to say it must include at least one number. So let me put one number. You see it doesn't work, so I'll put another number, put a letter, number, letter, number, letter, number. That should be enough. Oh, what did I forget? Oh, I forgot a uppercase. Yeah, there we go. I forgot an upper one, so that's what I did there, and then now I can hit submit, and that will work. So that's literally the tutorial. That's the tutorial. Nice and simple. I wanted to keep it simple for you guys today. Okay. So as I said, we're going to work on the back-end part of this tutorial, and that will be tomorrow. So I just want to show you that you can do regular expressions. You don't need to use JavaScript at all. Alright, so let's finish this up. If you want to level up your JavaScript skills, mastering front-end development from basic forms to complex AI integration requires a strong foundation in JavaScript. My book, for a comprehensive guide from a beginner's perspective, check out my book, Learning JavaScript. It's available on Amazon. The link is in the description. And I also have my course where you can dive even deeper into structured JavaScript. So Learning JavaScript is available on jamboshop.com. If you want one-on-one tutorials, if you're looking for personalized guidance on JavaScript, regex, or any other programming topic, I'm available for one-on-one programming tutorials. Feel free to reach out to me at ojambo.com/contact. Okay, with that said, quick reminder, I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. Go to ojambo.com. Then what you do is you go to watch menu, live sub menu, you can see topics for this and upcoming tutorials. You see they're always 2 p.m. Eastern. Also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. And it helps the channel grow, and it enables me to make content just like this, just for you, my viewers. Okay, and then I am promoting 3 recommended resources. If you didn't know, I live in a rural area and where there's no internet or cellular service, so I do use SpaceX Starlink. So that's my referral link. If you do get that service, you get a discount. The discount and its duration type will depend on your geographical location. So I also use the SpaceX Starlink for my phone as Wi-Fi calling, so I can call and receive voice calls, text messages, including multimedia text messages without paying any roaming fees. The other thing I'm promoting is I have this little guy here. It's called the Honeywell Heatbat Personal Ceramic Heater. I'll come up with an article and a video for this very, very soon. So this little guy helped me save a lot of money on propane. Just to give you a little quick background, it has 2 settings. There's a high and low. The low uses 170 watts, the high uses 250 watts. Because it's a personal heater, actually I put it closer to me. I can switch it on when I need a little boost of heat, and that's helped me not even turn on the heater all of last month. And last week was really, really cold. So this little guy was very helpful for that. and I'm going to show you guys proof. So when I first moved here, it was a mild winter. I was spending $350 a month on propane. Yes, you heard me right, $350 a month on propane. Now because of this little guy, last month, on the coldest month, I got it down to $250. So this year, I want to get it down to 150 or even less. Now it's going to be hard because of the stupid carbon tax, but I do want to save another $100. And I'm going my savings because I didn't turn it on at all in October. Okay, so this one I do have an affiliate link. So my affiliate link is right there, as you can see. That's on Amazon. So meaning if you purchase it, I'll get a little bit of commission off it. All right. So what I'll do is I think I'll put all my affiliate links and referrals just on the website for now, and maybe I'll put some in some of the descriptions as well. But just go to ojambo.com, pick any article, you'll see all the referrals there. All right, and if you want to know more about me, you can see my little blog here. You see I have a link to my book, the bookshop on Amazon. If you need support, I have ojamboservices.com. The link is there. And if you want to learn, my online courses at ojamboshop.com. Last little thing I want to say is I also created this book, novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent. You see, it's by me there, Edward Ojambo. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and he loses his mind. So not only does he have to gain control of his mind, but he also has to regain control of the AI system. This is the back. You can see this is the paperback version. There's a pages in there. You can see that, pages. There's also an ebook version. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get the Kindle version for free. So you can check it out. I made the both as affordable as possible. They're basically at cost. The cost obviously for printing and shipping this, and then the cost for storing the ebook version. So be sure to check it out if you can and let me know. I'd like to get some feedback to see, because I like writing and I want to improve. Okay, with that said, tonight I'm going to do another live stream. You guys will love tonight's live stream, don't miss it. I am basically switching over from Comfy UI to stabledivision.cpp. I was very impressed with it, and yes, I finally managed to get videos working, and it was a simple little trick, and I'll be willing to share. Obviously I'm going to share it tonight, so tune in for that. So tonight we'll be just generating videos, and yes, and I'll show you how we can generate videos very, very quickly, even just on your CPU. So tune in for that. Tonight's live stream is an example of the the feedback I got from my viewers. So viewers pointed me in the right direction, told me what models I should get, what settings I should try. So even though that for our live stream the stuff didn't work, I managed to actually get it work on the command line using stable-diffusion.cpp. So we're gonna continue that. So with that, so you guys tune in tonight. You'll love it. And I'll also take requests if there's any type of video you guys want me to make. Obviously, I'm not going to do nothing that's not safe for work. So everything else is good to go. Okay, so I really told you guys to subscribe if you haven't. It really helps out the channel. So with that said, I'm going to end this live stream now, and I'll see you guys tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern and tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, happy coding. See you then. Have a great day. Bye now.